How do you guys feel about that when like you hear the artist talking and you can tell it's auto-tuned as fuck? Does that kind of take it away from you at all? Like how do you guys feel about performance? Because I love when like, so talking about Prof, you could tell like those were his vocals. He was just letting it rip. But I've been to concerts where like they're singing over a track and it's just fucking...
Dude, that's what the Nicki Minaj concert was like. I had to go with her. She couldn't find anyone to go with.
Throw her under the bus.
Just the shittiest performer, dude.
Really?
She did not.
That's
she
funny
was
that you say that.
lazy as fuck.
Because Tyler and Tucker went to the Nicki Minaj concert. Granted, they were in a suite in the Target Center, but Tyler said to this day, this is the best concert he's ever been to.
Really?
Was he still drinking at the time?
Yes, he was.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure that
so
had a
cool,
bit of a
so-
factor.
Yeah.
But it was like
Definitely.
in comparison to the other like artists I've seen perform live and the energy, the output energy, it was like she just mostly, she probably just dropped a bag on like, she just went about it like, oh, I'm gonna just get somebody to animate all these cool visuals. The set
Yeah.
design is cool,
Yeah.
but it's like, but as far as performance, I mean, she shook her ass a little bit.
But that's only half of the show. Like the music still has to be good.
right, yeah.
I'm all in on
But
that.
she's an OG now, dude.
Yeah, she
she's
is.
fucking...
Dude,
She's 20 years.
yeah. It's like, yeah, and it's like like she's kind of getting up there. She's been doing it for a long time. I don't
Fuck yeah.
blame her. I'd be getting tired
She's in
too.
her 40s, I would assume,
she's
right?
got kids and shit. Like,
Yeah. Dude, she's a grown-ass woman. She's old enough to be a grandma right now.
For sure.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, same thing with like Rihanna and Beyonce. Like they are mature women. They are
That's wild.
fucking young bucks.
dude, I'm excited to see. I got tickets for Christmas. I got me and Ray tickets to see SZA and Kendrick.
Oh,
that's
Nice.
gonna be
good.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did because that was before they announced like the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, dang. So
So
I'm sure the price is skyrocketed.
I'm sure, dude. If I remember, like it was back in like early December, right after they announced the tour. I think it was like within like 7 days I got the tickets. But dude, like on Ticketmaster, it's like it'd be like blip, 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 blip,
Oh,
blip. Like it
damn.
was just like they're
Up,
just
down, up, down.
scooped up. Like just like as far as like selling out.
Oh, availability.
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, because I've had that happen when I'm trying to buy tickets, and like when you click on it, it gives you the window for like 4 minutes
Mhm.
where it's you're holding it. If you don't buy them in that 4 minutes, they jump back on the market.
Those bastards. You got to wonder also, like, they obviously can control that.
Oh yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking, like, to make you think you need to buy this right this second, you can't think about it.
Absolutely.
How much of
100%.
that is real and how much of it do you think could be
But
fake?
a lot of it's fabricated.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that makes me buy that instantly when I go on their website. If it's already something I'm already buying. I'm not just cruising Ticketmaster's website, but
Yeah.
Dude, the
Call now
fees.
before supplies last. It's the same concept, just carried over to present day.
yeah, and the
Different.
fees are unbelievable.
It's damn near
It-
double.
It doubles the ticket price.
It's stupid.
It's insane. That's why you see all these big people like Theo Vaughn. He always says it. Like, don't buy these tickets anywhere that charges all these crazy fees. I'll come back around, whatever.
And it's like a monopoly on live entertainment.
really
Live
is.
Nation's got it like,
They own everything.
yeah,
Live Nation owns Ticketmaster, right?
pretty sure, yeah.
Or they're at least the same parent company.
Yeah.
That is one thing I love about StubHub. I was Ticketmaster diehard for years, and I just switched over to StubHub because when they show you the price, it's fees, taxes, everything included. So
That's
it's no
nice.
surprise. Like you see 2 tickets, $120 a pop. That's exactly what you're paying for.
I think there's actually legislation to introduce a bill that ticket selling websites have to display all of the fees and everything right up front, just like
Good.
credit cards. Like they have to give you the final price. There's no sneaking in checkout all these extra fees.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I've been crushed by those fees.
Same.
Where it's like, oh, fuck yeah, these are good. Like, wild games are specifically what I'm buying tickets for most of the time. And the prices vary, whether, like, if you buy it the day of, sometimes you can get a steal. You buy it in advance. Sometimes, if they're good, it's super expensive. If they're not so good, it lowers. And I've been like, oh, that's a good deal. Get everything loaded in. And then each fee on each ticket is like $30 just for the processing fee. And
Yeah.
then they get
Which
you
is
on.
total horseshit.
And then they offer you ticket insurance
Yep.
where it's like half of whatever the total cost is. And then you can cancel at any time, even though you already can, up to like a
Yeah.
week before or something crazy like that. It's like, what the
It's like
hell?
even then, I still don't think they give you all your money back. I think they still
I don't even
keep.
know. I don't even buy it because I'm like, if I'm not going to go, I'm just
Yeah.
going to.
It's the same thing when they now it's like if anything electronic that's over like $50, it's like, do you want to buy an insurance? No, it's like no. I'm not fucking getting the insurance for this
Yeah.
fucking,
Dude,
PS4 controller.
That's what's crazy. It's all profit. And
Yeah.
even if you do buy that, you're never going to go in and say, this broke.
And
Give me my money.
What are the odds that they're actually going to honor it up? To
Well,
it?
that's the thing. When I worked at Sears, there was a protection plan on everything.
Mhm.
And as someone who was commissioned, like you would make your most money on those. They were called SPPs or PPs, like a small protection plan or a protection plan. And it was a big enough deal for profit for the company that every time you sold something with it, you would have to go on the radio and like tell the manager, I just got a protection plan. But you would say like, whoever the manager was on, go to the blue room for 3 years because it'd be like a 3-year protection plan.
Huh.
So we would like call that out over the walkie-talkies because the
like as a flex or
yes, all the managers were like so into like call it out when you get it, call it out because it riles everyone else up, makes them want to sell one.
Yo, that's
so you'd get a sale, you'd be all hyped up, get on your radio.
Yeah,
Got a 3-year in the blue room, baby.
That's back when Cody was in the Sears cult.
no, it was like JP to the blue room for 3 years.
And then all the man, yeah, Cody.
Yeah, it'd always be like back, whoop whoop.
Yeah, get that PP.
Just like super corporate culture, you know? It's like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Dude, what is the retail life like? Is it?
it's
is it
sweet
cutthroat?
until like Q4. You know, like from like October to January sucks.
Sure.
Because it's so crazy busy. I guess I don't know anymore. This was also back like 2015, but like, Black Friday, everyone dreaded because there was always 2 days that we were pulling all-nighters.
So
like,
that was my
stocking
next
shit and-
question. You've worked a Black Friday.
Yeah, dude. Most amount of money, I guess, in my college years that I made in one day was working Black Friday
Really?
because I was commissioned. A lot of people in the store were not, and they still do the same stuff, which would suck.
So you
for
just
them.
have a terrible, like you just you're not making any more
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, the first Black Friday I worked, I'll never forget it. I was only there for a couple weeks. I had started in like October, and like Black Friday rolls around, it's November. I'm like, I barely know how to run the computer. But I remember being trained in electronics, and this was the first week that I didn't have to share my commission with whoever was training me, which I come to find out was complete bullshit. This guy was just stealing money from me.
Nice.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, it was insane. So I found out. Also, this guy called out sick the day before Black Friday. So I'm like, oh, hell yes. I'm the only one in all of electronics. I get all the sales.
Whoa, yeah,
So basically, I found out there was also these things called spiffs, like extra little incentives to sell certain things. There was these 60-inch Samsung TVs that we got a $200 spiff on every time we sold one. It literally didn't matter if you got a protection on it or anything. But if you got a protection on it, it would be a little bit more than that even.
Sure.
So like, let's say you can make $300 on a TV. I went in the back and I saw we had like 10 of them in the back. So like, rather than trying to go into the back, see if we still have it, come back out to the front, bring it to the person, whatever, have them go around back to pick it up. I literally brought out all these TVs and just made a big stack in the hall of Sears with a sign that said the price on it. And then someone would just come in and I just literally sat at the register all night. And they're like, what's the best one to buy right now? And I'm like, that one. They're like, all right. They'd grab it. I'd ring it up and they'd be on their
that's
way.
brilliant.
I sold
Especially
every
on-
single one. I was like, dude.
Especially on Black Friday too, because like people
Yeah.
will walk in, it could be any price. Honestly, like just listing price. But if you put it in the middle of the aisle like that in the sign, dude.
Yeah, they like
fucking
assume that's the
kill
best
it.
deal. And it
Yeah.
actually was a really good deal, honestly. It was one of the best TVs that we had at the time. And it was very reasonable. TVs have gotten a hell of a lot cheaper now than what they were back then. But
Yeah.
like, dude, I couldn't believe it. And I made like $3,000 and I was there for like 15 hours or whatever. So it sucked. But
Would you guys open at midnight? Was it like a midnight opening, or were
No,
it
it
open
was
at
like
5?
like 5 or 6 p.m.
Does
And then you'd be
Sears-
open all throughout the whole night.
Sure.
and
Okay.
into
so
the
you'd
whole
have to
next
put in a
day.
shift.
Yeah, dude. It was like you can only work like 12 hours at a time. So then after 12 hours, you'd have to take an hour break and then you could come back in.
Damn.
'Cause it was all
Jesus
like
Christ.
automated.
So does
scheduling.
Sears attract a crowd? Like, were you getting people lined up at the door, or does it? It wouldn't. Wasn't
Back at this
getting-
time, yeah, this was the place to go for like, other than Best Buy, this was the electronics.
Dude,
and appliances was
That's
huge
so-
too.
I always wondered because it's like like before you're playing like a hockey game or something, you get them pregame
Yeah.
jitters. Like I always imagine sitting there like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
it's the doors are
It
about
was
to
kind of fun
open.
because we do like these like really cringy corporate team meetings before the doors would open. And it'd be like all 40 people in the store in a big circle. And then like the
Some
GM
Wolf
would be
of
like
Wall Street
hyping
shit.
everyone up. It was honestly. Yeah, because he'd be like, all right, today we're going to kill it. Yelling in front of everyone. And everyone get all hyped up. Hell yeah. We're gonna sell so many protection plans,
dude. And to be commissioned, like you were saying, if you are hourly and it doesn't change, besides your workload is 10 times more, terrible day.
Yeah,
if you're
terrible.
commissioned, like it's like, all right, this is where I make my fucking bag.
Well, you'd
This
have
was my
to.
Super Bowl.
You would have to sprinkle incentive in there. I don't see how any like sane person would go about otherwise.
Like, are you cool with disclosing? Like, do you remember the dollar amount that you got from that first time you did a?
Like the total commission?
Yeah, like
it was like right around $3,000 for
as
the first
a college
day.
kid?
At like 19.
Oh my
I was
God,
like,
dude.
literally the thought crossed my mind, like, why don't I drop out of school and just go full time here? Because I was only working like 20 hours. I was like, why don't I just work full time? And then I just make way more money than if I were to go to school for graphic design. But I'm glad I didn't, because obviously all of Sears are closed now, and that whole model is totally different.
That's so crazy that like, I don't know, Sears seems like such a long ago thing. But,
it does.
But now that it's just extinct. Like,
You used to, well, okay, like even pre my time, like back in the 70s and 80s, you could buy whole houses out of Sears catalog, and they would bring it to wherever you wanted it to go and then set it up for you. Like you could buy everything: guns, clothes, houses, chicken eggs, you name it. You could buy it out of the Sears catalog.
I remember in history class when I was young, learning like the history of the Sears catalog, and that was a huge thing back in the day. They would, if you got the Sears catalog, it was like the whole family get around, circle some items they want.
I got to see a little peek behind the curtain on like the distribution side of the Sears catalog from my grandpa, telling me about like in the early 80s, his hunting club down in Hugo was like the #1 seller through Sears for quail eggs in the whole world. They were shipping quail eggs throughout the entire world.
They shitload
would
of birds, dude.
bring thousands and thousands of quail eggs to the airport to be shipped out like once a week.
What a niche.
And he had like some in with the security at the airport, because he'd like bring them donuts and shit to like let them just go straight to the fucking planes and like hand them the eggs. Instead of having to like go through security, have them check everything, it was just like,
check every egg.
Quail eggs, here you go.
Yeah,
or quail, like live quail, they'd ship them next day. Like,
especially if he was doing this in like the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm sure getting through the airport was probably pretty easy at that
good
time
point.
too.
Good point. Yeah,
you could probably
way
drive
different.
right up to
That was
the
back
gate.
when he smoked
I was
on the
gonna
plane,
say they
too.
were still smoking on the airplanes, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. Yeah, it's insane, because I mean, imagine just going in a magazine and like calling up a number, be like, "I'll take house number J5," and then they just show up in a couple of months and build this house for you.
Wild.
That's insane. Also, the house probably costs $5,000.
Right, yeah.
You know, like,
I'll trade you some fucking quail eggs for it.
yeah, right. Pretty nuts when you think about
Dude,
it.
I feel like the only thing that compares to that in today's world is like some of these shed building companies where like they'll put up a shell in one day. Like you just plan out like, all right, yep, I'm gonna have it here.
Yep.
They show up, you have a fucking shed in a day.
Yep.
Like that's insane, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, and you can get pretty simple with that stuff too. But I think the closest thing in like modern times is probably like TikTok Shop or Temu or Wish, where you can literally buy everything, or Vivor, for tools and shit.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you can just like buy anything, and
And
it's
it's like
relatively
significantly
cheap.
cheaper than otherwise.
But the thing about the Sears catalog is I would assume that a lot of it was from inside the United States as well, whereas like all these new ones, it's all cheap because it's all coming from China.
Mm-hmm.
What I just found out recently is how TikTok Shop, Temu, Wish are all able to sell stuff super cheap and still get it to you fast nowadays. Like early Wish days, it would take months for things to come, and sometimes not at all. They've started, like China has started buying huge warehouses in the United States, and they keep a lot of this product in the United States, and it just ships from a warehouse here instead of from China. And I'm sure they avoid some sort of taxes.
They're always up something.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because that brings me into a rabbit hole that I got into at some point where like, because Trump, he's always talking about China, they buying up our lands.
China.
That was good, dude. And like, I didn't realize like they were buying up so much farmland and warehouses, like
Yeah.
you said, like
Especially
damn,
connecting to, or like right next to military bases
Right,
too.
yeah.
Like just,
we owe them trillions and they own so much U.S. soil, dude. Like, what is
and dude,
happening?
they'll farm the land here and then ship the food back to China.
Yeah, or like them owning all the components that go inside these cell towers
God,
and shit.
yeah.
Oh man, you want to go down a rabbit hole and get your tin hat out. That is a good rabbit hole because it's a little spooky. I think there's got to be I mean, imagine. I mean, obviously, there's no secret. Like anyone can get your data from any app that you have on your phone. But imagine how much more data they have from like TikTok Shop specifically. Dude, every single person I know that's bought something on TikTok Shop has bought a lot of things. It's never like I bought this one thing and I'm done.
That's why I don't open that door, dude. I've never once been on Temu, whatever the fuck.
Really?
Fuck.
Yeah, because I don't want to open that door because I know that I'm gonna go like, oh shit, like look at the tools, like like a little rinky like the little,
and it's cheap.
Yeah, I know.
I've bought multiple things off of Temu, multiple things off TikTok Shop, but like energy drinks, I'll come across like this 12-pack of energy drinks for $5. I'm like, okay, I'll buy that. I don't care.
Nope.
Whatever.
The thing that pisses me off about Temu is it takes advantage of the impulsive ADHD brains. Like you go on, it immediately throws up like a scratch off where you scratch these off, and if you get 4 winners, then you get this deal at a free $15 gift, and then like it just keeps bringing you into all these little runs.
It makes it like a casino.
100%. And I've seen it with people I personally know where they get so addicted to Temu, and because like I'm getting all these free gifts, and it's just such a piece of shit.
Just spending more money. Yeah, I've definitely done it. There was this big thing last winter where if you get 10 people to sign up for Temu or download the app, it was like you get like $300 in credit or something like that. You could buy a lot of shit for $300 on Temu.
Dude, did you guys see all the ads when they were doing the excavators on Temu?
Yeah, I still get them popping up.
Yes.
Dude, so C-Boys did a video on it where they ordered 3 different ones, and obviously they were complete pieces of shit, but like they were real, dude. They sent them to him. They fucking worked. And you could do very minuscule tasks with it. It was extremely weak, but it was pretty cool.
Dude,
to
at
see
that
them.
point, just battle bot it. Just
That's
They definitely
last one
were.
standing wins.
Yeah, they definitely were. Yeah, it's crazy how well they hold up considering they're only $4,000. I do know a landscaping company that uses those things to go into small jobs, like into like basements, or like because they will fit through a sliding glass door if you pull out the door.
Oh yeah, those ones for
so, like
sure.
you go into like a basement, or like they'll also fit through gates in a yard. Like you don't have to remove pieces of fence; you can fit right through the gate. So if you're just like doing something in a backyard, they make total sense. For $4,000,
I do my laundry with that motherfucker, dude. Scoop up, drop in the dryer, bam.
That's about as much as they can fucking lift, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a glorified shovel, but way more fun to drive.
Dude, fuck yeah.
So I've been going down this rabbit hole about I don't know why. First of all, rabbit hole has really hit my vocabulary lately. I never said rabbit hole. I think it's because there's this guy on YouTube that makes all these like Reddit rabbit holes, like craziest Reddit rabbit holes and shit, and it's just been sticking with me. But I went down a Reddit rabbit hole, and it was on weird laws, specifically animals, and I had to jot down a couple because I just couldn't like these are laws that are in effect at this very moment. Like in Alaska, moose may not be viewed from an airplane. So technically, if
do you have to like cover your eyes?
Dude,
you're not allowed to see
can't look at it, dude. It's offensive to them.
Because okay, so I bet this goes back to people like messing with the wildlife, like purposely flying looking for moose.
Asians did. I'll say it.
This goes all the way back to Pearl Harbor.
I'm telling you, every video that you see of like people at Yellowstone fucking with animals,
dude, I'll watch that for
Asians,
hours,
dude.
bro. It's
They
awesome.
love animals. I don't
They
know.
just walk right up to like this fucking 800-pound bison, and they like
Yellowstone.
try to take a selfie with it.
Dude,
It's
the
like,
Yellowstone videos are crazy.
Get
All
the
those
shit
signs, like
raw.
all the signs that you see that say "Don't feed the bears." That's specifically because of Asians.
Dude, it's a bear. Stay the fuck away from it.
Hawaii was bad too. They'd like walk right up to they're like the reason why they not confirmed, but it's
Walk yourself
confirmed.
back,
Yeah.
buddy.
like they'll be like at this cliff edge, just sheer drop, and they have to put a sign there, like it's fucking mounted in the ground, steel sign bolted to it. It's like, don't stand close to the edge, and then it shows a little picture of a guy falling off the edge.
Oh my
It's like,
god,
dude, just crowds of them just standing like a couple feet away, like oh my
what's
god,
that?
dude.
What's that called? The feeling that like I need to jump, or like what if I
or want to
jump?
push someone?
Yeah, what's that called? I think it's called the edge. There's like some name for it. It's inside of you.
Yeah,
The
it's like
edge.
it's a little buzzy
I
feeling.
definitely don't have that, dude. I'm not.
The thought crosses your mind.
I'm not afraid of heights, I guess, in general. But if there's like the Grand Canyon, I would never get very close to the edge. Like, I don't like that feeling of like,
Yeah.
Fuck that.
That like vertigo. My sense of depth gets way off, and if I know like I can't tell how far down that is, I am deathly afraid of heights. I cannot stand close to it. It like makes I like grip my phone tight. I like make sure nothing's hanging out of my pockets, and I get really like weak stomach.
yeah.
It feels weird.
But if there's a railing, I don't get nervous at all. It's like that. Even if the railing's flimsy, couldn't even hold me.
yeah,
It's something about like if it's just open. An open area with a ledge, nothing stopping you. My anxiety immediately spikes.
It's probably
have you
primal.
ever been to the Hoover Dam in Vegas?
No, I would love to. Though. I
Dude,
did a
it's
report on it.
It's
in fifth grade.
insane. There's a road or a bridge that goes across the whole canyon, and you can like look over and see. And I went there with Taylor's whole family. Her uncle got married in Vegas, and we're like walking on this bridge. All of the whole family is like walking along the railing, like, whoa, look how far down it is. I'm in the middle, so like I can't see either side, and I'm just like, look straight, just look straight, just look straight. I'm like trying not to have a panic attack. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I would love to see it, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm. It's weird because I'm not directly afraid of heights, but certain situations I am.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
when it's like a 600-foot drop or whatever the fuck it is, like it's a whole different animal.
Oh, it's insane. And then you think back, like how many people died making this thing because of it's so.
yeah,
like,
there's
it's
literally
massive.
bodies inside.
Especially like the skyscrapers and shit that were built 100
All the
years ago.
skywalkers, dude.
Screw that.
Unbelievable.
Screw that.
So this one's actually really serious, and I agree with it. In Connecticut, any dogs with tattoos must be reported to the police.
Well, yeah, that's animal
That's
abuse,
fair.
ain't it?
That's fair.
Unless it's a fire tattoo, though.
Yeah, what if it's like flames and shit?
Yeah,
Then you don't
yeah,
need
yeah.
to tell no one.
Like, dude, you could, if you were a tattoo artist, you could do some cool shit with your dog. I'm not gonna disagree.
With dogs, the law like specifies dogs.
Specifically dogs.
So
yes.
cats, they don't care.
I was just thinking that. Yeah. So if you got any fire tattoo ideas, try it on your cat
Yeah,
first.
Dude, like
yeah.
a naked cat, that would be insane.
Oh,
You ever seen
Would you
one
have
of
to
them
put 'em-
ugly fuckers?
oh yeah, they look like a nutsack
rats,
with legs, dude.
Dude, have you ever seen naked owls?
No.
No.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, I gotta
Google
look
it right
this
now
up.
because it's fucking alien, dude. I saw I don't know what, I probably read it, but.
If you're listening, you get on your phone right now and Google.
Oh, gross.
What
Ain't
the
that fucked up?
fuck,
Oh my
dude?
Dude, if that
God.
thing was outside your window at
I'll put
night.
this on the screen.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's a face only a mother could love. Ugh, gross. That creeps me out. Is that a real thing? Are there owls that are featherless? Can they fly then?
I don't
Probably
know, but birds kind of intimidate me, like scary birds like that.
Dude, I'm glad you brought that up because I've been thinking about this all week. It all kicked off. I saw a video where this guy was sitting in his car. A hawk flew into his window and was just sitting on his dash staring at him.
Fuck no, dude.
And it freaked me out. So, like, my entire life, I've had an irrational fear of snakes. And I've actually started to really come a long way with that one. But over time, my fear of birds has gotten worse. Like, birds
Especially
like,
big
actually
birds.
freak me out, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's not like the classic, like, ducks and geese, but even, like,
No,
chickens, dude.
Geese
Chickens
are nothing to fuck with, though.
Yeah, they're really not.
Yeah, they will whoop some ass. Dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When we had Peeps in here on the desk, I was getting a little freaked out that he was like right in my face.
Dude, they'll square up with cars and shit. It's crazy.
Dude,
Hiss at ya.
when we had Peeps on, he would like start flapping, and the wind force is insane. Like, to make a bird that big fly, like there's got to be a lot of force behind it, and to see it like that is different
And
experience.
dude, to harness that energy and train them to do your bidding, fucking wild.
Oh,
dude.
Dude, that's actually funny that you say that. I was listening to this Duncan Trussell podcast, and he was talking about how, like, with AI, they've just discovered a way and in certain patterns that whales' speech is similar to humans, and they're trying to develop a way to be able to communicate with whales. And then this guy got to talking, like, at what point do we draw the line? Because, like, if I can talk to squirrels and I tell this squirrel, like, I fucking hate my neighbor Brian. Like, I will set you up for life. I will give you a warm place to sleep and more food than you could ever eat. All you have to do is scratch his fucking eyes out next time he comes
Squirrel
up to my
army.
door.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
where do you draw the
I
line?
bet China's already working on it. Honestly.
dude, that would be the
There's
tipping
never
point
been.
in war. Like,
Oh yeah.
if you can control animals, dude.
Dude, even imagine, okay, think about if you could control bugs. If you could control ants, There's like a 1,000 to 1 ratio of ants to humans.
Despicable Me 4.
They
That's
have
the plot.
ants?
No, cockroaches.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
the plot.
cockroaches.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, I just think about, they were talking about in this podcast too that there's never been a time in history where like humans could really communicate with wildlife, in a way to like coordinate with wildlife. We just kind of like cohabitate, and we kind of just like take over their shit.
Yeah.
And just say like, this is where we are, this is where you are.
Yeah.
But if you could like say, hey, watch my cabin while I'm gone to this like pack of wolves.
Fuck yeah.
Like, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I'll pay you in steak or whatever,
Or
know.
you just tell like a big buck, be like, hey, be in front of my stand at this time. I'll give you 10 bags of corn. You just fucking murk their ass. But like going off of whales, have you seen where they've like started war against people, where packs will go out and jump and sink ships, small boats and shit?
Yeah.
I mean, what else you got
It's
to do?
insane.
I just saw this video. Someone shared it on Instagram of this whale like eating an entire boat, and there's people on this boat. It like comes up, grabs onto this boat. Everyone's like still standing on the boat. I mean, like, what do? You're not really gonna jump in.
That's
I
like some
suppose.
Godzilla shit, dude.
Yeah.
I love me some Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
That's great.
I watched another video where a whale comes in, scoops up a bodyboarder, like them little, scoops up completely, puts them in his mouth, and then just spits it out. Like it realized,
Showing
like,
him
oh,
who's
this isn't
boss.
something I want. Gone. So,
Dude, that's what's crazy. It's like whales are so smart, and dolphins are so smart that like, dude, it really makes you think. There was this story of this like free diver, and he had this dolphin like come up to him and like, basically trying to like talk to him or say something. And he dives down and sees another dolphin like trapped in a net, frees this dolphin,
Whoa.
and then they're like swimming around him like,
Thank
I don't know
you.
what he describes as like happily.
That's so nuts.
Insane. I wish I knew the guy's name, but like, dolphins, they obviously live in water, but they can only be underwater submerged for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that without having to come up for air. So this had to have just happened.
They probably recognize him, and I wonder if they related, like, found that commonality.
Or like,
like-
he's a good guy.
Or like,
He's
no,
not
that,
gonna
like
kill
he
us.
breathes air too.
Oh, maybe.
Like that could be a
Real recognize real, dude. Mammals recognize
like
mammals.
why dolphins? Why do they get so like what what branch the evolutionary tree or whatever like?
That's a good point.
well,
I
it
don't
makes you
know.
wonder because I don't know. Maybe they've done all the science bullshit behind it, but like they could be just as smart as us. They just don't have the we obviously are the land rulers. We have the thumbs. We can make it happen. But in the sea, like, maybe they are just as smart as us. They just
Right.
don't
What
have
about
fucking opposable
what
thumbs.
about
They're kind of the
octopi?
people. Yeah, well, they're like a whole different thing
That's like a different species in itself. Like they don't really share much.
with anything, right?
And
Or
they're
jellyfish, is it?
Wicked smart.
But they're like, that's the only place that this DNA is found. Like, there's no other versions of this.
Or like jellyfish. I don't think they have brains technically. I think it's just like it almost
just there.
behaves as I it's probably bullshit, but it's like I think they behave as like a giant cell.
Oh, weird. They're alien drones.
Yeah, like they did. Oh, dude,
They're multi-dimensional beings.
like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's proven.
Step in and out of reality.
Yeah. Different
Yeah.
planes of existence. Dude.
Well, that's the thing that is weird to me about the dolphin thing is like they're the only other thing on the planet other than humans that just have sex just to have sex. They just do
Yeah.
it for fun, do it for pleasure.
And they grape, like
Oh
TikTok.
yeah.
Like they
There's
like,
sexual assault
literally
in
dude.
dolphin
They're
communities.
like, from what I understand, according to science, it is the only animal that like knowingly grapes.
They welches soda all over each other. Yeah, dude, that is really weird. Also, I mean, saying like, we're assuming that they're just as smart as us is thinking like we are the smartest things. We have no clue because we can't communicate with
Yeah.
them. They could be 10 times smarter. They just don't need technology to do what they got to do,
Well, and they have more area terrain technically than we do.
Yeah, right.
You
Have
know?
you seen those videos of them like doing big circles in shallow water so it kicks up a bunch of dirt in the water and fish can't swim out of it, so they'll jump over the dirt ring to like get to the clear side, and
I
they're
have
sitting
heard
there
of that.
waiting on the outside just like catching them in their mouth. Like they do it as like a hunting technique.
Damn.
They'll like go and circle this school of fish, so they can't go anywhere. They'll jump out of the water and they catch them. They're all waiting outside of this circle. It's like a hunting pack. They'll go out
That's the
together.
way to go.
Crazy.
Or dude, chimps too. Chimps are wild.
Like, what's the difference between that and a hunting party going out to like hunt moose in Alaska?
Hunters, we drive deer.
Yeah.
You set up in a line, you move together, you have hunters on the other side that are waiting to shoot.
That's literally a pack of wolves, dude. That's what like wolves do.
But I mean, like, if you were to think in like primal terms, like the need to eat, and then it's like that's kind of the next step up from like you hunting on your own for your own existence, but then like looking out for your like community. Like once they like push through that barrier of like, you know, it's not just like myself or like single existence. It's like the existence of like the others around you.
Oh yeah,
working
like the
around. It's
community
like,
aspect.
yeah, it's
of
like
it.
the next like stage of, you know, whatever
Of like consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is like a pyramid to it.
Right.
I remember talking about this in psychology. It was like your baseline is like your basic needs, like water, shelter, food. And then the next step up is like community.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what the third one is, but the last one is like full spirituality. Like you're coexisting, like your physical presence doesn't matter. It's all like more of a conscious place. I wish I remembered what the third one was, because that is like kind of where like humans live, like the normal person lives there.
Right.
But dolphins, I mean, from what we can see, you know, and again, like we only can see what we observe, and there's like something to like the world that changes when you're observing it. You know, like how they act when no one can see them may be totally different than how we're viewing them, and they know that they're being viewed.
It's a lot
Yeah.
like Chimp Empire. You seen that documentary?
No.
Yeah, it's like they literally they went about it like most docs. They just go out there, they film for like, you know, a month, and they come back. Well, they integrated with these like chimps. They like stay there for years until they got comfortable enough with them.
I'm
that they,
literally gonna watch this tonight.
Fucking
You
crazy.
already hooked me in it,
it's
dude.
dude, it's so intricate. Like their societies, like they have like different ranking officials within their tribes, and they go to war with each other. And they have like territories, marked territories, and then like they scout out. They venture into like neighboring tribes' territories, and then they have beef, and then they fight.
Because they're in their spot.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and they're like they you know, obviously you know, they're talking to each other and shit. But like there's this one scene where they're just like chilling, and they're, you know, picking fleas and stuff, and all of a sudden they're all just like there's like the one designated he was like a scout kind of guy, or like he was always the one that like would like round up for wartime. He just like he just like fucking gets spidey sense, and then everyone else picks up on it, and then they just go. They're like literally walking in a line. They sense that there was like another chimp in their territory, so they walk and they fucking follow him, and then one dude got shit scared and he left. Well, the fucking, you know, the Bloods or whatever from next door, they caught him leaving on the way back, and they fucking murked him, dude.
Oh my
Whoa.
god,
Yeah,
dude.
and then so then like they go out, do their thing, then they're on their way back, they find his body, and they're like mourning for like a day.
That's insane.
It's so fucking intricate, dude.
That's crazy. Yeah, and I mean, this also goes to like every animal everywhere, because there was also, I just heard this thing about elephants. There was like this guy in, I want to say it was South Africa, that was like caring for this whole herd of elephants, and he passed away, and like all the animals knew that, and then every year on the anniversary of his like death date, these elephants would go back to this like hut that this guy lived in, or like cabin or whatever, and would like sit there for a couple days and like mourn this dude's death.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, like we don't know shit.
It's like I don't know what series of things I've listened to recently, but it's kind of like it's just been sticky with me. It's just the thought that like consciousness could be like some larger thing, and that we're just like tapped into. But like all living things could like have just this ability to like pick up on this like big stream of consciousness.
This is the fourth step on the pyramid, dude.
Right, dude.
We've been talking about this a lot lately, but like the telepathy tapes, like fill me in on everything that you know about this lady. This what was her name? This gal that was on Rogan. What was her name? Kai
something.
Kai something.
Kai something.
Show her her respects.
Dude, telepathy tapes. Like,
So this is like specifically with nonverbal autistic people.
Yeah, dude, they can read minds, bro.
Have like the ability to connect to each other in
Some of them.
this conscious chat room from all around the world.
Oh, dude, that was like
link up to.
That was like the chapter. I've yet to listen to the tapes yet. Like, just the little bit that I picked up from was her on Rogan, but like, basically she set out to. She had a couple instances where like, it seemed to, I don't know, she was like working with as a para or something like that, and then as she was working with nonverbals or whatever, she like began to like suspect that there was like some form of communication, or they were like tapped into some kind of knowledge, even though they're not like don't have the ability to speak, or sometimes like it affects their like motor skills and shit too. But like the more she was in that industry, the more like she like worked with other teachers and stuff, and she and they all kind of had the same thing of them saying like, yeah, like I don't know why, but like one example she gives is that like she brought some like candy or something. Like there's this one gal that she worked with, and brought her like favorite candy bar or something like that. And then when she like, you know, worked with her all day, and then like before she left, she like communicated with her like, hey, yeah, can I get those M&Ms now? She was like, I had no idea. Like, she didn't see it, she didn't say anything about it, but like, or like the bond between kids and their parents, like nonverbal kids and their parents, and like they did these experiments. It's kind of like what broke the surface into the mainstream is like tapes of these experiments they did, where they would put them in two separate rooms, and then they would show
like the parent and the kid in two separate rooms.
Yep, they would show the mom like a picture of like different flashcards, different images, and then the kid in the other room would say what those images were. And it was like just insanely accurate. And sometimes the mom wouldn't even know what the picture was specifically. Like in that moment, she wouldn't know what it was, but then the kid in the other room would give the like correct description, even though the mom like
didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was like, and she like said it multiple times too on the pod that like the more like she put out the word, the more she like feedback she got within like that industry of like people working with like nonverbals and stuff. They're just like tapped into like they can still communicate, but just like in a different way, like tapping into that, even though
I it's crazy because like there's
I'm butchering the fuck out of it.
This whole like hive mind mentality, I think you see across other things too, because there was this thing about mice in Los Angeles where they're trying to do something with the mouse population,
the East Coast,
or
West
rat
Coast?
population. Yeah, and these mice on the West Coast, or I'm sorry, they were doing this experiment I think in LA or New York, and then the rats that they were fucking with in New York, the ones in LA would adapt to this way that they were either catching them or killing them or whatever, without them ever introducing that in LA or New York. Again, it was one or the other that they would like fuck with one, and the other ones would react to it as well.
Yeah, the steps of the maze.
Yeah, like they knew already what to do.
And it was like a massive percentage quicker by the time it hit the other coast.
Wow,
Wild.
dude,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here high as fuck, just mind blown right now. I'm like, I don't even know how to process
Dude,
all
like
of this.
like I said, like my butchering description does not do it justice.
Yeah,
'Cause
look
it's
it
like,
up. The telepathy tapes.
Yeah. It's like a 10 episode podcast too, where she like did all this research. She like basically bundled it up and just put it out there, and now it's like starting to. I mean, obviously it blown
That's
up.
crazy.
It's on Rogan,
Did they
but-
ever mention like other people other than nonverbal autistic people being able to like access this hive mind?
No, that's
web
the crazy
chat?
thing. Okay, so like bringing it back to like the whole like fucking chat room thing is that like so like the kid she was working, so like she first heard about this like through the kid that she was like working with, and the parent was saying like, yeah, sometimes just like she'll like go in her room and then just like put like her pillows over her head and then just like fucking zen out for like hours. Then they asked her like what she did, and she's like, oh yeah, it was on the hill. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, then she was like going on to say that like she can tap into like other nonverbal kids, and they basically like somehow way or another they all meet up in like this consciousness fucking network. But then they did like they like reached out to like, and it's like regional too. It's super fucking weird where they go there and exchange knowledge and ideas. And then they reach out to like other people in the area, and they're like, oh yeah, like go there all the time. And then they like each one has like its own specific way of dialing in. Some of them it's more visual, some of them it's more auditory. Like it's fucking strange. And then it's like all around the world too. Like she was saying like Israel, there was like the hill in Israel, and then they all refer to it the same name. Like they kind of speculate that it's like same thing, kind of visual, or just like it's fucking crazy. Dude.
That's insane.
Like,
could you imagine just like zonking out for a little bit and just being able to like connect with your buddies?
And dude, they're saying that the one detail I thought was fucking like another level was that it was like somehow guarded.
Oh,
like only those of like
Whoa.
pure will, like good intentions, and like
Whoa.
Was like there was some level of security there.
There's like a gatekeeper
where it's like you can't enter this realm until you have to like pass through this barrier. Or
oh
whatever.
my god. Wow, that's insane.
Well, dude, I have a friend that has a nonverbal child, and he'll tell me like he just knows things that he should never have known. Like it's like he'll just be like, he's so smart in his own way, and it's just crazy to me. It's all starting to make more sense now. Like, dude, I it's not hard for me to talk me into believing things, but this
me
is
too,
blowing my mind, dude.
And
it's like
you gotta listen to either the Rogan interview with this Kai girl or listen to the Telepathy Tapes. So I just got like a little brief glimpse of the interview with Rogan, but this dude, it is interesting.
And it kind of makes sense because I tried telling Ray about this, and it was like right away, like after binging that episode the following night, and I like all retarded in the morning. I'm like, yo, they're like, yeah, fuck, nonverbals can their telepathy. She's like, dude, you're dumb. I'm like, I'm like, no.
Listen.
Dude,
Rogan told me.
It really like when you think about it in a way of like, okay, before we had the ability to communicate, like as a species, like we still somehow or another communicated even before language was invented.
Right.
And then it's like, then you look at like the parallels between like species of birds, like when you see birds fly in a flock and they know where to move when.
Right. They're not talking to each other.
Right.
They're like honking and making noises.
Or it's just like when you see like flock birds and they're like, they fucking like, they all move, or a school of fish. They all move as one, or
right.
bees. Or...
Do you believe in twin telepathy? Do you think there's anything behind that? Because that's what I like.
I was just going to say, you know more about that than I do.
Well, just like growing up, I've always heard like twin telepathy. Like it's been a thing, people talk about it. And then like TikTok, there was a thing going around where they would open the door like halfway, have one twin on one side, one twin on the other, and then like have them both on camera and be like, all right, hold up a number. And they would just be killing it. It's easy to set up, but it gets you thinking like, holy fuck, dude.
Well, wasn't that a big thing in like World War II? Wasn't like Hitler was doing all these tests on twins? Like
it wasn't Hitler specifically. There was a Nazi doctor.
Oh, okay.
He was
all
just
like
evil as fuck. I don't know his name.
Yeah,
they were really
like,
killing the names.
They would
today.
like separate these twins and then like mutilate one to see if the other one was feeling pain. And
so fucked up, dude.
I guess they learned a lot about twins, but like, whoa, kind of caused some blowback from that one.
Yeah, I think we need to dial it back, dumb it down a little bit. It's a little over our head. I got a couple more animal laws, more of our speed that I'd like to rip through. And this one really caught my attention. In Alabama, it's against the law to promote or participate in a bear wrestling match.
Really? This goes back to the whole inhumane thing with animals, I guess.
Apparently that was
Harassing
a big
wildlife.
thing at a certain point was bear
I don't think it'd be
wrestling.
harassing the bear. I think the bear would be doing the majority of the damage in that situation.
Yeah, I think people are just dying left and right from this. Yeah, I think you're right. Alabama's full of weird laws, though.
Where they even find bears in Alabama?
I think there is bear. I think they're just different. There's like a different style. It's like a little skinnier, scary.
They just have like
bear.
Southern accent.
I think they do, bro. That's another. If we want to get into the animal loophole or fucking rabbit holes. Then that's another one where like different animals in different regions have accents, and that's crazy shit. But
Whoa, wait, what?
New Jersey,
Like dialects?
yeah, for sure. And especially like I saw a big study with whales where different whales, depending on where they were located in the ocean, they spoke different dialect. And then with
Oh my
dogs, if of the same breed in certain parts of the country, will have a different dialect. Like it's fucking nuts, dude.
Huh.
I don't know enough to like
Different
give you a
sound wolves.
breakdown on it, but it's pretty wild.
There was actually, speaking of Alabama weird laws, there was this old timey law that I had just heard about recently that was you can't wear a mustache in a fake mustache in a church in Alabama, because back in like the 20s, 30s, it was apparently like a huge thing where people would like go into churches with fake mustaches. I'm assuming like the Charlie Chaplin era, and like it would make people laugh, like it would cause a ruckus.
Oh, sure.
Too much that it would distract everyone from the church service.
And the church is pretty big in old Alabama.
Church is big.
Church and
No fake
cousin
mustaches.
fucking.
They still don't fuck around with fake mustaches. I wonder if he'd get caught for that.
So this one makes me wonder what was going on in the New Jersey Zoo, because it is illegal to offer whiskey or cigarettes to animals at the zoo. I think that's fair.
Don't even ask.
They're already they got hooked on smokes a while back.
Yeah.
That was a big
So
problem.
after I got on the old rabbit hole of animals, you know, I went on to some sexual laws because I'm a big sex guy.
Did any of them overlap?
Huge.
Big sex guy here. And in Utah, it is illegal to marry your first cousin until you're 65.
No way. That's
Yeah.
a Mormon thing for sure.
I guess I get it. You know, at that point, if you're 65, you're not married, your options are limited. The only people that live within 50 miles, you might be your cousin.
Or that you
I
know.
respect it.
Yeah, your community gets smaller the older you get.
You can't have children that late.
Oof.
I'm in
Yikes.
for it, dude.
I think it's got to be a Mormon law. If it's in Utah, it's got to be created by the Mormons, I'm
Oh
guessing.
yeah.
This weird loophole in Mormon ideology.
65 is a good number.
See, this one would really affect Bodie because in Texas, the possession of more than 6 dildos is prohibited.
Really?
Can't trample my rights as an American. I can
You
build a dildo hut if I want.
You'd have to sell off the collection.
But I think, would you be able to get around this as a loophole of saying that it's novelty, like it's a collection,
So when
and that
I read
it's not for use?
I read a little bit more into it, and I guess it is like any type of sexual toy in general. It's
Whoa.
not enforced very often, but it is a law.
They're trying to take away our rights. They don't want people to be fighting the sex wars.
I can't
They're
stand
taking
for this.
taking away all the sex toys.
Not Trump's America.
See, this one's a little local for us, and this is an issue that I've run into in the past. In Minnesota, it is illegal for any man specifically to have sex with a live fish.
That'd
Ain't
be a-
said
No,
nothing
it's-
about dead ones.
No, it's also illegal for women because there was that really popular court case just within the last like 2 years of a lady had put a fish like inside of her
Holy
for an
shit.
OnlyFans video.
Yeah, you
and
put that.
she went to prison for it.
Was that in the group
Fuck.
chat?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So I think this was one of the last episodes that Tyler was on.
I
full-time.
opened that shit in public, dude. Holy fuck.
It's a real thing. It's a real
Yeah.
thing. She literally put this fish, like, I don't know if it was a crappie or what.
It'd be so much easier for a girl to fuck a fish than a dude to fuck a fish.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, dude. I mean, their mouths, yeah, probably would be much harder. Yeah, that's insane, dude. I mean, I think it's cool. Like, switch it up a little bit, get some new content out there, but maybe get
She's
a
trying
fake
to-
fish.
She's trying to innovate too early.
Yeah.
You know, it's just too early.
Give
We
another
gotta-
10 years.
We got to make sure that they're conscious beings and they're consenting. Otherwise, it's just inhumane.
Imagine the PETA rally for that one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fish are
Fish
though.
fucker.
Fish blood.
Like no fish has like personality.
Yeah, that's a real thing. I'm gonna actually. I gotta find her name again for research purposes.
And while you find that, I should let the people know that if you live in Nebraska, you cannot get married if either partner has a sexually transmitted disease.
Really.
Oh, say that one more time.
In Nebraska, if either partner has a sexually transmitted disease, you cannot legally get married.
Whoa.
So you're dead in the water.
Oh my
dude.
God. Well, how would they? I guess it would be public record, right?
And it's like, what? Like, do they take something that you can cure with antibiotics? Like, if it goes away, can you still get
I would
married?
assume they mean like the serious ones, right? Like syphilis, herpes,
AIDS. That's a tough
HIV.
one.
You know, okay. So this is from August 19th of last year. A woman who was allegedly filmed performing a sex act with a live brown trout on boat faces court. Catherine June Lee, she was 58 years old, from the Hobart suburb of Howden, faces 3 charges in relation to bestiality material allegedly produced between February 22 and January 23.
Throw it on the screen.
Live trout. That is very strange.
It's like, what? Why would that idea come to mind? You know, like there's a lot of like, dude, when we had those OnlyFans girls on and we learned about breeding kinks, I'd never even heard of that. Where you like, there's certain dildos, yeah, crazy shit. If you're interested, look it up. Breeding is insane, but it's like, what the fuck, a live fish? That's insane.
There's a niche for everything, dude.
Do you think that bestiality in terms of fish love is more acceptable than someone who is like super obsessed with feet, like licking feet? Licking
Like
feet,
you're
like
talking
sucking
about
on
crossing the
toes.
species barrier.
No, I'm saying like a man and a woman, but the guy can only get off if he's sucking toes, and then also this woman who wants to have sexual relations with fish. What do you think is more
I
acceptable?
think it's apple oranges, bro.
You think it's
Yeah,
two totally
I mean, it's
different
just
things?
like that is so blatantly obvious. I mean, what the fuck are you asking here, dude?
I'm saying,
is-
which one do you
I
think?
think a person that sucks toes is a weird freak. Okay, fucking feet freak me the fuck out.
Uh-huh.
I
That's
think
the
a gal
last
that fucks a
kink
fish is
I
misunderstood.
would ever have. But it's acceptable. Whatever. If that's what they want to do, if the woman's okay with it, fine. There is never a lane where you can fuck a fish unless they're dead. Then it's cool.
Yeah,
I would
okay.
never personally.
That's
do
where you
it.
draw the line. I would say the second that AI figures out how to communicate with fish and they can consent, I think the water's open. No pun intended.
If they can consent, fair game. Fine. I'll agree.
Yeah,
with
then
that.
they could make the first move too. They could swim up to you.
Did you see what the fish was wearing though? Did you see what they had on?
What's that shit Elon's putting in people's brains?
Neuralink.
Neuralink.
Dude, what if that get like you can just be swimming and they
Pop
come?
that in a fish's brain.
What's up, fatty? Start talking shit to you.
You get cat call. You get fish call, dude.
Nice boat. Yeah, those are the days. You know, all of a sudden it's like, damn, I don't know why Sam is so big into fishing now. Yeah, I just gotta go. I just gotta go. I told you I'm not doing anything Friday night. I gotta go on my boat.
Go to Lake of Woods again.
I get the best snorkel gear possible.
Just let it hang, dude.
All of a sudden, Shields profits shoot through the roof because they're selling, you know, scuba gear,
Oh my
snorkels
God,
and
dude.
goggles like crazy. Pokegama Lake is full of people on the weekdays now.
It's about 4 times as many city people here now.
You know, I was just watching a documentary on oh my God, dude, I did this on a different episode. Jesus Christ. The show where they bring freaks on and make fun of them. Isn't it like the Maury show? Or what is it? It's where people there's a crowd,
Dr.
they come
Phil?
on, they tell their weird story, and normally it's like this lady had a baby.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer show, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
Dude, but that's the format for so many shows, you know, like Dr.
Yeah.
Phil arguably could be one of those, you know.
So Jerry
Maury.
Springer had on a guy that was married to a mini horse. And it makes you think, like,
How can you be married? I thought that was illegal.
I don't know, dude. It was
Depends
a
on the state,
sexual
I suppose.
partner. I don't
Yeah,
know.
isn't that the like literally definition of like the illegal one?
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the man was in a sexual relationship with his horse.
Why a mini horse? That's just
And
kind
he
of more
loved
fucked
it.
up.
He loved it. It was his baby.
Yeah, it'd be way cooler if it was a regular horse.
Yeah,
Like,
now it's
that's
kind of
weird.
predatory.
But
That's
it
more
makes you wonder,
predatory.
dude, what if they were connecting? What if he's autistic
Oh
and he had it
dude! He was probably tapped in,
and he actually
and then he tapped
knew.
in.
And then everyone just made fun of him, made him think he was this weird horse fucker. But actually, they had a true loving relationship.
I don't know if I can get behind it.
Something to
bet he
sit on.
did.
Maybe sleep on it. You never know, dude.
Yeah, I think that's where I draw the line. The horse thing's weird. Fish thing, maybe.
But what if Taylor, God forbid, Taylor passes away?
Oh,
She's reincarnated in
as a
turkey,
mini horse. Oh, a turkey.
and you are able to speak to her, and she's like, "This is me. It's Taylor. I love you, Cody, but it's a turkey."
Okay, if I'm going to take this literally, I'm going to say I could accept her for being a turkey. This goes back to like the "would you love me if I was a worm" thing,
Sure,
you know, but
yeah,
I would say I would accept her, and she would definitely be a member of the family. But no doubt I'm probably remarrying a normal human.
like a pet.
Yeah, but she's just going to be like, oh, it's no big deal. Like, someone's going to come over and be like, what the fuck? Why do you have a turkey? I'm like, oh, that's my ex-wife.
Dude, this is gonna be
Or
on
my current wife, I guess, would it still be?
Can you divorce a turkey?
Well,
If you were married.
I think the divorce was initiated with the death. The reincarnation is separate.
Okay, so she is my ex-wife, and my future wife was obviously going to think it's a little weird, but then when she comes to find out, like, oh, this is kind of a chill-ass turkey.
So she could tap in too, like
Yeah.
communicate.
Well, no,
eventually.
she couldn't tap in, but he would let her in on it. You know,
Okay.
because
Hey,
it's
that's
not
it.
normal.
I know it's going to seem really fucking weird, but
Can
this
she
is,
watch?
listen, this is my ex-wife. She has to.
Can the turkey watch?
She has to sit in the room with us. She has to sleep in the same bed. It's no big deal. It's just a turkey.
Well, she'd be house trained, right?
I would assume, you know, if she's conscious enough to remember our relationship, she's got to be at least
because
potty
she's still
trained.
Taylor. So
She's got to be potty trained. I would hope.
I mean, me, I would. That's the point. I would believe it if it's like if I saw that turkey like shit in the toilet. I'd be like, okay, yeah, you're probably right.
Dude, well, okay,
That would be enough to have me, but I'm an idiot.
that'd
so.
be really weird. Like, do turkeys molt? I
You
guess
gotta-
like do all birds molt, right?
I think they
Think
do.
so,
yeah.
Where she randomly throughout the year would just be like shedding shit all over the place. God, that'd be weird.
You got to sit the kids down when they get to a certain age and be like, boys, I need to let you know that this is your mother.
Lincoln would be like, damn, I thought that was a chill ass turkey. I always wonder why the turkey would fucking peck me when I wasn't doing the dishes.
Dude,
Get mad at me when the room wasn't clean. I always wondered why the turkey
I just thought he was a fuck ass motherfucker.
Just thought the turkey liked the place clean. I just thought it was weird that the turkey didn't like certain small appliances on our countertops. Why? Yeah, it'd be like explaining to the kids, like, you know, when mom's on her period, she's a little more testy, so you know, whatever. Be like, hey, listen, it's mom's that time of the year. She's molting again, so don't fuck with her.
Dude, I remember learning what a period was and being like, holy shit, my mom has a period. Like, it all like kind of like that. Like, oh my God, dude, no wonder she's a cunt all the time.
Oh my god.
I'm
And you start
kidding,
just putting
mommy.
everything on that.
Just
like,
kidding,
wow.
mommy. I love you. Just one, I should say, not all the time, just 1 week out of the month.
Are you molting right now? Is that why you're so mad?
Dude, why can't it be once a year for that, dude?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think, well, this goes back to, we were talking about birth control and like how that fucks with ladies' bodies. That's like that thing, you know, like there's some birth controls where they don't get it at all.
I still don't understand a good chunk of it.
Yeah, we're in over our head. Let's go back to communicating with whales telepathically.
Yeah, that I got a good grasp on.
Yeah, we're way better at that, I think. Yeah. Oh shit. Well, boys, what time is it? I got to get out of here. We'll see you next week. We got a nice episode next week coming up with Reed and TCAV, Blue Collar Happy Hour.
Yeah,
we got the
coming back.
plumbers coming in to show us their crack.
Finally, dude, we got to see who they hate.
See you next week.
Doo-doo-doo.